Welcome to Fantasy Audiobook. Job transfer for all. Sign into Holy Angel at the beginning. Chapter 41. Silent Cemetery. Qin Feng used the identification technique on the teleportation scroll in Wang Ya's hand. Immediately, the information of the scroll surfaced. Dungeon. Silent Graveyard. Difficulty. Difficult. Suggested grade. 18 to 21. Number of people limit. No more than 4 people. Occupation restrictions. None. Clearance conditions. Kill the silver boss, hate the skeleton king. How is it? Wang Ya looked at Qin Feng. This dungeon is not too big, it can be cleared in half a day, and it won't take you too much time. Alright then. Qin Feng nodded and agreed. Anyway, idle is idle. It is also good to clear the copy. In addition to upgrading the level and harvesting treasure chests, you can also test the combat effectiveness of yourself and Xiao Yan. Very nice. After seeing Qin Feng, he agreed to come down. A smile appeared on Wang Ya's face. Pull Qin Feng into the team. Then directly crushed the teleportation scroll. The scroll turned into dots of light. All 3 figures were enveloped in it. Brush. Then all 3 people disappeared in the hall on the 2nd floor. The young lady who welcomed the guests looked at the place where Qin Feng disappeared, dazed. Damn it, if you give me just 1 more minute, maybe it will work. ... White light flashed. The 3 of them were teleported inside the copy. More detailed dungeon information was also sent from the information panel. Dungeon. Silent Graveyard. Difficulty. Difficult. Suggested level. Level 20. Clearance conditions. Kill the silver boss, hate zombie king. Description. This place was originally a human cemetery, but at some point, an unknown energy enveloped the place. The dead body buried in the ground, affected by the energy, unexpectedly crawled out of the ground again, turning into a monster that lost its mind and only knew to attack humans. According to the difficulty of the dungeon and the suggested level, the final boss and Lorraine should have similar strengths. So, this dungeon is not difficult, but it's better than nothing. Looking at the information in the dungeon, Qin Feng guessed in his heart. And Wang Ya obviously thought of this too, with an incomparably relaxed and comfortable expression. On the other hand, Wang Rui, who had the highest level, looked a little nervous. Father, it's true that he created a dungeon with such a high level. You believe me too much. I don't believe in you. Wang Ya corrected, I believe in Qin Feng. Who knows if this guy can do it? Wang Rui looked at Qin Feng. You're almost praising him to the sky, don't be a soft persimmon in the end. Sister. Wang Ya stomped her feet. You are not allowed to say that about my friend. It's okay. Qin Feng smiled. It's normal for Sister Rui to have doubts about my strength. If someone tells me that a summoner can instantly kill the little leader of the Bloody Wind Bandit, I won't believe it either. It's interesting. Wang Rui patted Qin Feng's shoulder. Now I kinda believe in your strength. Let's go. Let my sister see your strength. Qin Feng smiled. No more talking. Just took the spear out of the space. He held it tightly in his hand. Take the lead in walking towards the depths of the copy. The copy of the map is not too big. It is a small hillside that is not too big. Look up. Windy. Grave bags appeared one after another on the hillside, without a blade of grass growing. Roar. It seems to feel the breath of a stranger. There came a low growl. Not far ahead, a small grave suddenly burst open. There was a bang. A white arm broke through the ground. Immediately afterwards, a skeleton with only fragments of broken clothes drilled out of the ground. With empty eye sockets, he stared at the 3 people not far away. All 3 are in a good mood. Facing the monster that suddenly appeared, he did not panic. Both use identification to check the attributes of monsters. Skeleton Soldier, Elite Monster. Level. Level 18. Strength. 82. Constitution. 46. Agility. 78. Spirit. 19. Skill. Bite. Active skill. Use sharp claws and sharp teeth to attack the enemy, with infection effect. Infection. Passive. After being infected, the place will become stiff and hardened, unable to move, and the wound will quickly rot and fester. After seeing the attributes of the monster, Wang Ya opened her mouth wide and said, what a high attribute of strength and agility. Yeah. Qin Feng also nodded. The characteristics of this monster are indeed very obvious. It has super attack power, but its defense power is very weak. When attacking, just move carefully. After one comment, Qin Feng suddenly took 2 big steps forward, appeared in front of the skeleton in an instant, stabbed forward with a strong shot. Ka, cha, there was the sound of bones breaking. Before the skeleton soldier could react, the spear had pierced his breastbone. Immediately afterwards, Qin Feng shook his arm. Ka ka ka. Where the spear pierced, dense cracks like spider webs instantly extended. Next, there was a wow. The entire skeleton soldier shattered into countless pieces, fell to the ground, and died completely. The whole process took less than a second. The skeleton soldier was instantly killed without even making any sound or movement. Good. So strong. Wang Rui looked at Qin Feng's back and said blankly, a level 18 elite creature was killed in a single shot. Isn't this too powerful? Qin Feng is really a monster. Summoner. Hey. Wang Ya smiled. Now you know I didn't lie to you. Qin Feng is indeed a summoner. Once you let him show you Xiaoyan, you will be completely surprised. Just when the 2 sisters communicated. Ho ho. Nearby small graves. It seemed that they were all awakened by the sound of a fight. Boom, boom, boom. Nearly 100 skeleton soldiers broke open the grave bag one after another and crawled out of the grave. With baring teeth and claws, he rushed towards the 3 of them. Well done. Qin Feng let out a low cry, raised his gun and stabbed. Chapter 42. Qin Feng's pace was extremely fast. Often a wrong step is made. It has already appeared 3 or 5 meters away. Then he decisively pulled out his gun and closed it. Each attack, there is bound to be a skeleton soldier falling down and turning into a pile of dry bones. Even without the blessing of Xiaoyan's armed forces, Qin Feng's agility value was much higher than that of these skeletons. Facing Qin Feng's attack, the skeletons couldn't react at all. Only tens of seconds passed. The nearly 100 skeleton soldiers all fell under Qin Feng's spear. The price he paid was a layer of sweat on Qin Feng's forehead. After a short rest, it's all right. This scene, seen by the 2 sisters standing behind, they were stunned. The cute little mouth is opened wide. This is too powerful. This is no longer the crushing of attributes, but the crushing of combat skills. His spear dances so airtightly that these skeletons can't get within 2 meters of him, and they will be smashed to pieces by the spear point. This Qin Feng has only changed jobs for less than half a month. Where did he get such a perverted fighting spirit? Even some seniors from Shengjing University I know are not so scary. Wang Rui covered her mouth with her little hand, and said with a dull expression. I don't know either. Wang Ya was also very surprised. Looking at Qin Feng's back, I always thought that Qin Feng would crush opponents with attributes, but I didn't expect his fighting skills to be so strong. Just when the 2 sisters were discussing, Qin Feng had already cleaned up the battlefield and walked towards the 2 of them. At the same time, the crisp and pleasant prompt sound also sounded in my mind. Ding, you killed the skeleton soldier and gained 1200 experience points. Xiaoyan gained 1200 experience points. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Ding, close black lens bracket. A series of questions sounded. Qin Feng's mood also became happier. Killing a skeleton soldier rewards 1200 experience points. After killing nearly 100 of them, it has already made his experience value close to half of level 15. Subsequently, Qin Feng looked at the small graves all over the hill again, and said with a smile. It is estimated that clearing this mountain will at least increase the level of Xiaoyan and me by 1 level. Sure enough, the rewards in the dungeon are rich. 1 dungeon reward can almost keep up with my 3 days of non-stop brushing in the wild. Qin Feng returned to the team while thinking. And at this time, the 2 sisters Wang Ya and Wang Rui have been staring at him for a long time. It seems to be still in the shock just now. Until Qin Feng stretched out his hand and waved it in front of their eyes. They both came back to their senses. They all looked at Qin Feng and said, Qin Feng, you are awesome. Qin Feng, you are really amazing. Ah, this. Qin Feng heard the praise from the 2 people. I feel that the whole person is not well. Why is this compliment so unique? There is no evidence to suspect the car. Then, Qin Feng smiled and said, come on, let's move on. Talking, Qin Feng took the lead and walked towards the top of the mountain. Okay, With Qin Feng here, it seems that I don't need to do this dungeon anymore, we just need to rely on experience. Wang Rui also smiled and said, looking extremely relaxed. After seeing Qin Feng's strength, she felt that the decision made by the little sister and her father was really right. With a little investment of money and a copy of the Secret Realm, Qin Feng's favorability can be gained. This deal is really profitable. After all, a genius like Qin Feng. As long as they don't die halfway, they will definitely emerge in the future. Now is the best time to invest. The return in the future may be thousands of times. Maybe Qin Feng's words in the future. It will bring the Wang family's business to a higher level. Then, Wang Rui's attitude towards Qin Feng has undergone an earth-shaking change, from a little alienation to an enthusiasm like a volcano about to erupt. It made Qin Feng feel a little uncomfortable. However, the atmosphere between the three is obviously much more harmonious. That's all. Qin Feng was chatting with two people. Clean up the skeletons that came out of the graves along the way. Talking and laughing. It has come to the top of the mountain. Here, it is a wide platform like a football field. Central location of the platform. A black tombstone with a height of 10 meters and a width of 5 meters was erected. The inscription on the tombstone has been corroded by the years so that it cannot be seen clearly. And on both sides of this huge tombstone, there are also two slightly smaller tombstones standing separately. It seems to be guarding the huge tombstone in the middle. It seems that this is the tombstone where the final boss hates the Skeleton King. Qin Feng said, looking at the huge tombstone. Ka, cha. It seems to be in response to Qin Feng's general. The three tombstones made the sound of the mechanism starting at the same time. Immediately afterwards, on the ground of the three tombstones, a terrifying deep pit was exposed respectively. Subsequently, three skeletons in armor, armed with knives, shields and spears, walked out of the deep pit. Standing in the center, the skeleton holding a long gun stared at the three of them with eyes that were shining with green fire. The final click sound of bones rubbing against each other. Miraculously, the three of Qin Feng actually understood the meaning of the click sound. Ignorant human beings dare to disturb this king's sleep. Court death. The three of Qin Feng had no intention of communicating with the skeleton. They used identification techniques on the three skeletons one after another. Skeleton Guard, Bronze Boss. Grade 21. Strength 105. Constitution 136. Agility 98. Spirit 67. Skill. Guardian Shield passive, can absorb half of the damage received by Skeleton King. Shield Bash active, swinging the shield to attack the enemy, causing a 1-second stun effect after hitting. Charge active, launch a quick charge to the enemy, causing a taunt effect for 1 second, and at the same time use the sword to slash the enemy. Open black lens bracket, hate the Skeleton King, close black lens bracket, 5-star silver. Grade 23. Strength 232. Constitution 147. Agility 149. Spirit 85. Skill. Skeleton King passive, Skeleton Guard swear allegiance to the Skeleton King. Before the Skeleton Guard dies, the Skeleton King will not die if he receives fatal damage. Skeleton Physique passive, Skeleton King's bones can be immune to 80% physical damage, but the magic damage received will increase to 120%. Skeleton Summoning active. 1 minute after the death of the Skeleton Guard, the Skeleton King can resummon 2 Skeleton Guards. Spear Stab active, wielding a spear to attack the enemy, ignoring 30% of the target's defense. Chapter 43. Such a terrifying boss attribute. A Skeleton Physique, directly immune to 80 physical damage. And there is also a life-saving skill of the Skeleton King. As long as there are Skeleton Guards in the field, then Skeletron wouldn't die. And, after the Skeleton Guard dies, Skeletron can also resummon 2 Skeleton Guards after 1 minute. That is to say, want to kill the Skeleton King completely. It must be within 1 minute of beheading the Skeleton Guard. Completely eliminate Skeleton King. The setting of this boss. It can already be called perverted. If a team with pure physical damage comes in, I'm afraid I'm going to cry right away. But fortunately, Xiaoyan's holy light storm skill belongs to magic damage, and Xiaoyan has a natural restraint effect on such undead creatures, so it is not too difficult to get rid of this boss. There was a contented smile on Qin Feng's face. As for Wang Ya and Wang Rui, at this time, a look of anxiety and fear appeared on his face. Qin Feng, this skeleton king has the ability to be immune to physical damage. Wang Rui looked at Qin Feng. Why don't you be responsible for killing the skeleton guards in seconds, and then Xiaoya and I will use the skills together to see if we can kill the skeleton king in seconds, how about it? Quote. This is the only way to pass the level. And when Qin Feng heard this, he smiled, shook his head slowly, and said, Sister Rui, don't worry, although it's true that I have suffered physical damage. But I never said that Xiaoyan was physically injured. Just watch it here, this boss is not difficult for Xiaoyan to kill. Hearing Qin Feng's words, Wang Ya was stunned for a moment. Some doubts said, but I clearly remember that Xiaoyan used a giant sword. Qin Feng, don't be brave. Wang Ya hurriedly tried to stop Qin Feng. But they saw a beautiful four-winged archangel appearing beside Qin Feng. At the same time, on the great sword in the hand of the archangel, the dazzling holy light is lit. Xiaoyan's light voice followed. Holy light storm. The moment the voice fell, the two sisters Wang Ya saw that shocking scene. I saw not far ahead. Countless sacred radiance condensed, forming a huge storm with a height of 10 meters and a radius of about 1 meter wide. Call, call, call. The howling wind swept all the surrounding earth, trees, grass and rocks into it. The two guards standing in front of the skeleton king were sucked into the storm without any resistance. Rumble. The holy light shines, and the two skeleton guards in the holy light storm are constantly bearing the erosive power of the holy light. The shields and armor in their hands completely melted in an instant, dissipating into this world. Next, even the bones of the two guards, which were as hard as iron, could not hold on for a second, and they melted at a speed visible to the naked eye. Ka, ka. The will-o'-the-wisps in the skeleton king's eyes began to falter, as if fearing the power of the holy light. After he let out a shrill roar, he dropped the weapon in his hand and fled towards the tomb. But before it ran a few steps, chased up by the storm that swept in. Next moment, his huge body was sucked into the storm. The skeleton king actually uttered a human-like wailing sound, and its bones also made an overwhelmed clicking sound. After a few seconds, there was a bang. The skeleton king's body exploded directly. The storm dissipated slowly. Looking at the original position, there was only a pile of black dregs of the skeleton king left, and his back was as tall as a mountain, standing with his hands behind his back. The two Wang Ya and Wang Rui in the rear fell into a sluggish moment. What's the situation? The skeleton king and the two skeleton guards were instantly killed by a single skill. Behind, Wang Rui's eyes widened, and her tone was full of disbelief. To know. The skeleton king is a lord boss full of silver stars. Even if it is a hidden job with rank 2 or above. It is absolutely impossible to do such a quick kill. And Xiaoyan only used one skill. He instantly killed the skeleton king without even giving him a chance to fight back. Is this the angel family? Wang Ya was also extremely surprised. Perhaps even the ancient mythical beasts don't have such power at this level. Instead of calling Xiaoyan an angel clan, it would be more reasonable to call him a god clan, right? Even Qin Feng was secretly surprised at Xiaoyan's power. After Xiaoyan advanced, he had already crushed the skeleton king in terms of attributes. Coupled with the restraint effect of the attribute, the damage is doubled. The skeleton king was actually in Xiaoyan's hands, and he couldn't even survive 5 seconds. It's too perverted. Hee. Seeing that Qin Feng was shocked by him, Xiaoyan let out a joyful laugh. Brother Qin, am I amazing? Yeah. Qin Feng scratched Xiaoyan's pretty nose. Xiaoyan is the best. Slap, slap. At this time, 2 rays of light suddenly flashed where the skeleton bosses were standing just now. Immediately afterwards, a cyan and a silver treasure chest appeared from the void and fell to the ground. Hey, Qin Feng, you're lucky. 2 treasure chests burst out of the 3 bosses. Wang Ya came up from behind, looked at the treasure chest on the ground and said, Yes, Qin Feng, I didn't expect you to be so lucky besides your strength. Wang Rui also walked up, looked at Qin Feng and said. Chapter 44. Qin Feng looked at the two treasure chests on the ground and was also a little surprised. He still has some understanding of the explosion rate of the treasure chest. The probability of the bronze boss getting out of the treasure box is about 1% to 5%. And the probability of a silver level boss releasing a treasure chest will not exceed 15%. So, 2 treasure chests burst out from 3 bosses. It's a very lucky thing. Subsequently, Qin Feng took 2 steps forward. Put both hands on the 2 treasure chests at the same time. Brush, brush. 2 rays of light flashed at the same time. A green helmet and a silver ring appeared in Qin Feng's hands. Open black lens bracket, green helmet, close black lens bracket. Grade: bronze. Strength: +2 1. Constitution: +2 4. Spirit: +1 9. Level: 15. Occupational limitation: warrior, knight, equipable. What can be equipped? After Qin Feng saw the name of the equipment, he felt bad. What a shit name. It is estimated that no one will bring it. The 2 girls, Wang Ya and Wang Rui, also burst out laughing when they saw the helmet's name. Qin Feng's face turned dark. Hastily put the helmet into the backpack. After preparing to go out the copy. Sell this helmet to someone who is destined. Subsequently, the 3 looked at the silver ring again. Open black lens bracket, Slayer ring, close black lens bracket. Grade: silver. Strength: +3 2. Agility: +2 4. Spirit: +2 8. Skill: Slayer passive. Every time you kill a monster, the 4-dimensional attribute will increase by 1 point, up to 10 points can be accumulated. Level: 15. Occupation restrictions: none. Woohoo takes off. A level 15 silver ring. Strength, agility and spirit +3 points. The overall calculation is close to 100 points. And it also comes with a passive special effect of the killer, which can reach a total of 44 dimensional attributes for nothing, which can definitely be called a small best. Coincidentally, Qin Feng's ring column was still empty. Did not hesitate. Qin Feng put the ring on his finger directly. The ring is extremely gorgeous, shining dazzling light in the sunlight. Even Wang Ya and Wang Rui, the eldest ladies of Wang's firm, showed envious looks in their eyes. But they also knew that Qin Feng must be in urgent need of this ring, so they didn't mention buying the ring, but just expressed their envy. Subsequently, no hidden spaces like Gran's forest appear. After the 3 of them stepped out of the teleportation array, they successfully teleported back to the lobby on the 2nd floor of Wang's commercial bank. Qin Feng, is there anything else you need? Wang Ya patted her chest and said, just tell me, I will pay for today's consumption. A strong arrogance rushed over. But Qin Feng is not the kind of person who is greedy. Deng even shook his head directly, rejecting Wang Ya's kindness. Okay. Wang Ya shook her head in disappointment, and then asked suddenly, by the way, Qin Feng, with your strength, it shouldn't be too difficult to get the provincial champion. Which university do you want to go to? I'm going to Shengjing University. Qin Feng pondered for a while and said, in fact, on the 2nd day after I changed my job, I already agreed to the special recruitment envoy of Shengjing University, senior sister Shengguanyu, to enter Shengjing University. The reason why I still take the college entrance examination is because I want to get the top prize in the provincial and municipal college entrance examinations. After all, you know my family situation. Shengjing University. That's great. Wang Ya jumped up excitedly. I'm also preparing to apply for Shengjing University. Wang Rui was a little surprised. You mean Shengguanyu from Shengjing University? Is there any problem? Qin Feng looked at Wang Rui. It's nothing. Wang Rui smiled. I'm just a little surprised. Shengguanyu is the strongest among the freshman students of Shengjing University. I didn't expect her to recruit you. It seems that you are quite popular. Shengjing University values it. Hear Wang Rui's words. Qin Feng was taken aback. What are you talking about? Is Shengguanyu only a freshman? But she's already a 2nd grader. To know. Although it is a top school like Shengjing University. Generally, the level of senior graduates is around 40. The better ones may reach level 45. But Shengguanyu turned 2 and reached level 30 when she was a freshman. If this is when he graduates, I'm afraid it can reach level 50 and go through 3 rounds. and 3 turns, even if it is placed on the battlefield of all races. It can also be called the existence of the mainstay. Those who are more powerful can already be regarded as commanders, commanding thousands of troops. Yes. Wang Rui nodded. That's why I was so surprised. I'm also a freshman. I'm in the same class as Shengguan Yu, but he's 8 levels ahead of me. It's really amazing. Qin Feng nodded, having a new understanding of Shengguan Yu's strength. Subsequently, the 3 of them chatted for a while. Qin Feng bid farewell to the 2 of them, took a taxi, and embarked on the road back to the orphanage. A few minutes later, Qin Feng returned to the orphanage. When he saw the orphanage, I was dumbfounded. I wonder if I have gone to the wrong place. Because, in the compound, the small 3-story building that was originally small has disappeared. Instead, there are ruins all over the place. Beside the ruins, there are many workers wearing hard hats, manipulating one smart excavator one after another, loading the ruins into trucks and pulling them out. Go, the construction site, outsiders are not allowed to enter. At this time, a middle-aged man with glasses ran over and said to Qin Feng. Qin Feng was stunned for a moment, and asked, "Brother, can I ask, what happened here? Where are the children from the orphanage?" "Oh, are you Qin Feng?" The middle-aged man looked Qin Feng up and down, and then said, "We are the construction team of Wang's construction company. I received an order from above to completely remodel the Sunshine Orphanage. The elderly and children living there were all arranged in nearby hotels." Hear the middle-aged man's explanation. Qin Feng understood. Wang Construction Company. It must be a subsidiary of the Wang family. Maybe, the idea of transforming the orphanage was proposed by that girl Wang Ya. This girl has a heart, and it's not impossible to take care of her more in the future. Qin Feng secretly remembered Wang Ya's favor. Then after asking the direction of the hotel. Then he bid farewell to the middle-aged man and rushed towards the hotel. Chapter 45. Night. Qin Feng found the hotel. After talking to the front desk, they were led to the 5th floor of the hotel. Only then did Qin Feng know. This hotel is also the property of the Wang family. When the orphanage reconstruction plan came down, the hotel also received an order at the same time to vacate the entire 5th floor for the children of the Sunshine Orphanage to live in. When Qin Feng came to the hotel, Wang Changhai, Li Jing and the children were eating in the exclusive restaurant of the hotel. On the table, there are some seafood feasts such as bird's nest and abalone, and even some monster meat that can strengthen the body. The children flew up happily after eating, their mouths were full of oil, and their little feet kept shaking on the bench. But the moment these children saw Qin Feng still put down the food in hand, they ran to Qin Feng in unison and shouted, "Thank you, Brother Qin." They lived in misery from childhood. So be more grateful. They all know. Now they can live in high-end hotels and eat seafood feasts. They are all under the light of Qin Feng. Even Wang Changhai came over and bowed slightly to Qin Feng. "Zhaofeng, thank you, you gave these children the chance to change their destiny." However, this move was directly dodged by Qin Feng. "Grandpa Dean, I can't bear such a big gift from you. What I have done is completely what I should do." Okay. Wang Changhai smiled. "You don't have to be so modest. Your great kindness to these children is tantamount to giving birth to parents. It's only natural to be greeted by the old man." After finishing speaking, Wang Changhai saw that Qin Feng seemed to be even more embarrassed, so he stopped bringing up the topic and greeted him. "Stop standing still, haven't you eaten yet? Let's make dinner soon." "All right. At the same time, Royal Villa. Wang Ya and Wang Rui sat on the sofa and chatted. If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, I would never have imagined that there are such powerful creatures as angels in this world. Wang Rui looked adoring. At level 10, you can instantly kill a level 20 silver full star boss, which is really amazing. Qin Feng is also very powerful. Wang Ya said, even without Xiaoyan, Qin Feng's combat power should not be underestimated, even stronger than those fighters who have changed their profession to a hidden profession. 2 of the 3 sentences cannot be separated from Qin Feng. Wang Rui joked, "Could it be that you like Qin Feng?" "What, sis? Don't talk nonsense." Wang Ya's tone suddenly became extremely flustered. Her eyes also became erratic. Her whole body was like a deer bumping wildly, her pretty face turned red. This kind of behavior has already betrayed her small thoughts. Seeing my sister's expression, Wang Rui gave a smirk. If you like it, you will like it. Anyway, you will graduate from high school soon, and it's not impossible to fall in love. Besides, Qin Feng is so handsome, and he is your savior. I don't think even your father will refuse. Cough. Cough. At this time, two coughing sounds suddenly came from upstairs. After Wang Ya and Wang Rui saw the person coming, they stopped teasing immediately. Sweetly called out, "Father." Wang Jingming nodded, went downstairs and sat on the sofa, looked at the two and asked, "How is Qin Feng's performance today? Is it worth investing heavily?" Although Wang Jingming asked, but through the performance of the two daughters, already guessed a rough idea. Qin Feng's performance is definitely beyond expectations. If not, the two daughters will not be so happy. Sure enough, it did not meet Wang Jingming's expectation. I heard my father mention Qin Feng. Wang Ya showed an adoring smile on her face again, and said, "It's worth it, it's really worth it. You don't know, those skeleton monsters in the dungeon, in front of Qin Feng, are no different from pigs and dogs." Qin Feng slaughtered hundreds of monsters in less than 5 minutes. Hundreds of skeleton warriors, 5 minutes. Before Wang Jingming could react, Wang Ya continued to say. Also, Xiaoyan, the angel contracted by Qin Feng, is even more perverted. With only one skill, the Skeleton King and the guard's little boss were instantly killed. Wang Jingming was completely shocked. So much so that I didn't hear what Wang Ya said at all. My mind is full of, one skill instantly killed the Skeleton King. This copy of Quiet Cemetery. Wang Jingming still knew about it. Skeleton King, a level 23 silver full star boss. The angel who was contracted by Qin Feng, a skill was given in seconds. Wang Jingming wondered if he was dreaming. He secretly pinched his thigh fiercely. Pain came. Only then did Wang Jingming confirm that he was not in a dream, and everything he heard was true. After taking a deep breath, Wang Jingming took out the phone. After dialing a phone number, said directly and quickly, "I changed the construction blueprint of the Sunshine Orphanage. Let me change the 5th floor to the 7th floor, plus an elevator. Build another cafeteria, and another sports field." The other side was silent for a while, and said, "Boss, according to what you said, the orphanage is not big enough." Not enough. Wang Jingming was stunned for a moment, and shouted, "Do you still need me to teach you? Isn't there an unfinished building next to the orphanage? Just buy the land for me. Then expand. Quote. The other side of the phone was silent for a while, and then said, "Okay, boss. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe." Chapter 46. Time passed slowly. Soon came June 7th, the day of the college entrance examination. Qin Feng woke up from his sleep. After feeling the surging power in his body, the haze in his eyes quickly disappeared, and then a dazzling brilliance flashed across his eyes. Level 16. Xiaoyan's level 11. A strength attribute of more than 200 points. Here comes the number 1 scholar in Fengxian province. Simply had breakfast. Qin Feng took the candidate ID card and went out. After walking for 10 minutes, they came to the playground of number 3 high school. At this time, the playground was already filled with dense crowds, all of whom were candidates for the college entrance examination. Along the way, Qin Feng's ears were filled with the voices of the examinees around him who were looking forward to, or nervous. "I don't know what grades my 12th level fighter can get in the college entrance examination. Not to mention too much, I am satisfied if I can be admitted to a martial arts school. One martial arts school at the 12th level. Are you thinking of farting? Every school year in our entire Tianfu city, there are only about 1,000 people who can be admitted to a martial arts school. And among these 1,000 people, the lowest strength is also around level 14. Do you think you can get into one if you are level 12? Being able to get into a second class is considered a high incense." Quote. "That's right, you took half a month's leave after changing jobs, and you've only been promoted 2 grades. With your bad behavior, you still want to be admitted to a bachelor's degree. Dream on." As soon as the voice fell, it immediately attracted the wailing of many students. "Isn't level 12 even an undergraduate course? Isn't this too perverted? If I had known, I would have gone to the wild to focus on killing monsters, and I wouldn't have been watching small videos at home all day. Quote. Brother, you are really good. I heard that Wang Dong, Wang Ya and others who changed jobs this year and became hidden professions, are all day and night killing monsters and upgrading. You are good, and you can watch small videos. You like it. But having said that, what happened to Qin Feng who changed his job and became a hidden job in our school? Why is there no information at all? Could it be hip pulling? There is indeed no news about Qin Feng, but I know that Wang Dong has already reached level 15, and with his powerful profession as a ghost swordsman, he may be able to compete even if he is the provincial champion. Yes, there is also Wang Ya, who is said to be above level 15, Master Frost, and a strong contender for the provincial champion. Hearing these words, Qin Feng couldn't help feeling a little bit of anticipation in his heart. Ghost swordsman above level 15, and that girl Xiaoya. Interesting. Tianfu City already has so many powerful competitors. Presumably in the entire Fengxian province. There must be a more powerful existence. I hope these people are as strong as they are boasted. Otherwise, wouldn't it be too boring for the college entrance examination to become a one-person performance? Qin Feng was thinking while looking for the location of Class 5. After a while, after he came to the team of Class 5, it was found that Zhou Shan had already started the final mobilization. After 9 o'clock, the college entrance examination will officially begin. At that time, you can use identification to check the portal first, and then you can get detailed copy information. You must do what you can, choose a dungeon that suits your strength, and don't try to be brave. Although it is said that the school will issue return scrolls, the scrolls also need time to be used. I don't hope that there won't be any casualties in our 5th class. Hearing Zhou Shan's serious tone, the students in Class 5 also became extremely serious. He nodded heavily and shouted, "Clear. There are casualty indicators in the college entrance examination. In other words, it is very possible to die in the copy of the college entrance examination. Every year, there will be a few candidates who are overwhelmed and die in the dungeon. People are not stupid. Naturally, he would not joke about his own life." Seeing the students nodding, Zhou Shan didn't say any more, and after distributing the return scrolls, he waited for the start of the big exam with peace of mind. "Qin Feng, have you found a good team? I still need a spot here, do you want to come?" In the line, a little fat man in the front row turned his head and asked. This person is Qin Feng's deskmate, Huang Zheng. "I won't go, you can look for it again, I have my own plan." Qin Feng shook his head and rejected Huang Zheng. Joke. If you want to successfully get the provincial champion, you need to brush the most difficult dungeon alone, which is the most basic condition. Forming a team will only waste the scores of the big test. Don't talk about Huang Zheng. Even if Wang Ya is here, Qin Feng would not agree to her either. Of course. It is estimated that with Wang Ya's temper, she would choose to solo and would not ask such boring questions. Time passed slowly. Finally, at this moment, it was exactly 9 o'clock. Standing on the podium, the archmage who was in charge of supervising the examination tore apart an ancient scroll in his hand. Suddenly, in the center of the playground, a teleportation vortex with a diameter of more than 5 meters appeared. The vortex rotates slowly, spewing out white light, attracting people's mind. At the same time, Principal Li Hai's voice came from the school radio. "Okay, students, I won't say more about the rules of the college entrance examination. Next I declare, the college entrance examination has officially started. All students, please enter the copy and take the exam within 15 minutes. Hear the principal's voice. All the students used identification techniques one after another to check the information in the dungeon. Open black lens bracket college entrance exam. Goblin dungeon close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket recommended grade. 12 to 18 close black lens bracket. Optional difficulty. Easy normal difficult nightmare. Open black lens bracket number of people required. 1 to 5 people close black lens bracket. Description. There are tribes of goblins all over the unknown underground city. These little green-skinned monsters have always been cruel and merciless to those who invade their territory. Close black lens bracket. When the information came out that it was a goblin dungeon, everyone's face is very dignified. It's actually a goblin dungeon. This is troublesome. The environment in the dungeon is relatively dark, and creatures like goblins are very intelligent. Maybe they will encounter sneak attacks just after entering. And goblins are still creatures that live in groups, so it's difficult to deal with. The most important thing is that you have noticed whether there is an optional difficulty, and the nightmare level is actually open. I remember that this is the second time that the nightmare level has been opened in the past 50 years, right? Yes, I also heard that only when there is a peerless genius in the province, the application will be opened. Could it be that some monstrosity really happened in our Fungshan province this year? Chapter 47. A copy is hard to come by. But that doesn't stop the enthusiasm of the students. Everyone has worked hard for this day, so naturally they will not give up because of the difficulty of the problem. Soon, the students adjusted their mood one after another. There were also voices seeking to form a team one after another on the playground. Because combat professions are very scarce, everyone's requirements for players are not too high. Within a team, there are often 3 combat occupations that are considered very good. Generally, there are 3 combat professions, one with an enchantment profession, and one with a life profession such as a pharmacist. Warrior professions are generally Usangia, Knight Warrior and Mages. Cavaliers act as the front row to resist damage. Warriors are responsible for physical output. Fae is responsible for magic damage. Then add an enchanter who can enchant equipment, and a pharmacist who can replenish the status. Such a lineup is already considered perfect. Of course, some people also formed a terrifying lineup of 5 combat professions. For example, the second young master of the Zhang family in the first class, Zhang Fan, surrounded by 4 combat professions. The occupations of the 5 of them are knights, warriors, mages, priests and archers. The perfect lineup, whether it is long range or melee, magic or physics, is all available. The only fly in the ointment is that there is no hidden occupation. Let's go, brothers, since everyone is watching, I, Zhang Fan, will make a sample for everyone and find out the way for everyone. After finishing speaking, Zhang Fan led the team members into the dungeon. Immediately, the light enveloped Zhang Fan, and the translucent light screen above the vortex also showed the specific information of Zhang Fan's team. Open black lens bracket name, Zhang Fan, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number of people, 5 people close black lens bracket. Difficulty. Nightmare. I rely on. After seeing the information on the light screen, the playground almost exploded. As expected of Zhang Fan, he is really awesome, he dared to choose the difficulty of nightmare, isn't he afraid that he will die in it? He's Zhang or Xiao. Didn't you see his gorgeous bronze suit? Die. Then you think too much. Even if you can't beat him, there is no problem in returning safely. Quote. After discussing for a while, the students stopped waiting. They organized their teams one after another and began to enter the dungeon. Very quickly, less than a minute, all the candidates on the playground entered the dungeon. Next moment, the teleportation vortex slowly disappeared. In its place is a huge screen that covers almost the entire sky. The information of all the students in number 3 high school and the difficulty of selecting the dungeon were all displayed on the screen. Even on some screens, the live broadcast has already begun to enter the battle scene of the students in the dungeon. At this time, except for the school leaders sitting on the high platform and the teachers of each class, there are also many students in the first and second grades who sat in the spectator seats with their parents to watch the game. Class 1, Chapter Arrival, Occupation, Warrior, Challenge Difficulty, Difficult, Number of People, 1. Class 1, Wang Chang, Occupation, Mage, Challenge Difficulty, Difficult, Number of People, 1. Class 1 is indeed the rocket class of the entire number 3 high school. Received special attention from teachers and classmates. Even Li Hai, who was on the podium, nodded in satisfaction and said, this year's class is still very good, and the courage to challenge the peak is commendable. Ha ha ha, Principal Li is right. At this moment, a burst of hearty laughter came from below the podium. Everyone quickly looked down. A tall, burly, handsome, masculine middle-aged man in a black suit slowly walked up to the podium. President Wang, why do you come to our number 3 middle school when you have time? Lehigh hurriedly stood up to greet him, and the guest was welcomed to the main seat, while he himself sat on the side seat. The person who came was none other than Wang Jingming, the chairman of the Wang Chamber of Commerce. Shouldn't he be going to number 1 middle school at this moment to watch Wang Ya's contest? How did you come to the 3rd middle school? Everyone was very puzzled. It's nothing. Isn't Qin Feng in your school? Wang Jingming smiled. That little guy has a relationship with me, so I came here to see his performance in the final exam. Qin Feng. Lehigh nodded thoughtfully, and ordered to the teacher who was presiding over the ceremony, please adjust Qin Feng's video to the most prominent position. The teacher nodded. Suddenly, in the center of the screen, a particularly eye-catching message appeared. Class 5, Qin Feng, Occupation, Angel Summoner, Challenge Difficulty, Nightmare, Number of People, 1. The moment they saw Qin Feng's message, bursts of unbelievable noise erupted from the auditorium and the rostrum. Single-player Nightmare Difficulty. Qin Feng, is he crazy? Oh my god, Qin Feng, how dare he? How dare he solo the difficulty of Nightmare? Could it be that Qin Feng has found a creature he can contract with? But isn't the level of the contracted creature to be upgraded from level 1? In 15 days, it's not bad to be able to reach level 10. A 10th level contracted creature, plus a weak summoner, can fight nightmares alone. Are you courting death? All of a sudden, Qin Feng directly became the focus of discussion among the audience. It can only be said that it is too eye-catching and crazy to play Nightmare alone. But it was different from the fierceness in the auditorium. The rostrum here is much calmer. Lehigh smiled and said, although I knew Qin Feng would choose to solo Nightmare, I was still surprised when I saw it. It's really shocking enough. Wang Jingming nodded. As far as I know, in the entire Tianfu city, there may not be more than 5 people who choose to play the Nightmare difficulty alone. These 5 people are all the children of the big family. They have been cultivated by the family since they were young, and their attributes are much higher than their peers. And a kid like Qin Feng, who is not even considered a poor family, can really be said to be a miracle. If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, I'm afraid I wouldn't have believed it was a real thing. Lehigh and the rest of the school leaders also deeply agreed. Indeed, Nightmare difficulty is very dangerous. Even the second son of the Zhang family, Zhang Fan, had more than 20 strength points before he changed jobs. When taking the big exam, he also wore a whole set of bronze equipment. That's the kind of person. It is also a team of 5 people. Dare to enter the dungeon of Nightmare difficulty. It is conceivable that, how terrifying is a dungeon with Nightmare difficulty? Everyone was very curious, looking forward to Qin Feng's next performance. What whole card did he have that gave him the courage to solo the Nightmare dungeon? Chapter 48. You have come to the Goblin Dungeon. Close black lens bracket. The difficulty you choose is Nightmare difficulty. Close black lens bracket. You have already carried the return scroll, which can be used at any time, but please note that you cannot be attacked when using the scroll, otherwise the teleportation will be interrupted. Close black lens bracket. He was in a trance for a while, waiting for Qin Feng to come back to his senses. He was already in a dungeon. The atmosphere in this dungeon is terrifying. Basically no light shines through. The lighting is all dependent on the torches on the wall that emit flickering lights. Coupled with the smell of blood in the air from time to time, and the dense white bones randomly placed on the side of the road, make this dungeon look like hell on earth. If ordinary people come in, I'm afraid that he will be so frightened that his liver and gallbladder will be split, and he will lose all his strength and sit slumped on the ground. Fortunately, Qin Feng can be regarded as someone who has seen the world. Just after taking 2 deep breaths, then he calmed down again. This is the Goblin Dungeon on Nightmare difficulty. Qin Feng squeezed his fist. Then let me see, who is whose nightmare? Then, Qin Feng walked carelessly towards the depths of the dungeon. At the same time, a light flashed in his hand, and a bronze-level saber appeared in his hand. Because of the fairness of the college entrance examination, the grade of equipment is limited to black iron grade and bronze grade. The holy silver spear is temporarily unavailable. But Qin Feng didn't care. With the blessing of Xiaoyan's holy weapon, even if it was a bronze weapon, after being armed, its attributes would not be lower than gold equipment. Xiaoyan also woke up from Qin Feng's hair, and turned into a small man the size of a palm, sitting on his shoulder, looking at everything in front of him with great interest. Brother Qin, what is this place? It smells really bad. Xiaoyan waved his hand in front of his nose and said in disgust. Be patient. Qin Feng poked Xiaoyan with his finger. I'll take you to play something fun later. Fun stuff. Xiaoyan looked at Qin Feng, his big eyes filled with puzzlement. Boom. At this moment, in the darkness in the distance, an unknown object the size of a fist directly attacked Qin Feng's face. Coming. Qin Feng took a step back slightly, raised his saber, and slashed at the unknown object. With a sound of clang, the object was split in half and fell to the ground. Under the dark flames, only then did Qin Feng see clearly that the object was a black lacquered stone the size of a fist. At the same time, in the dark place in the distance, green, short, and half-human tall ugly monsters have appeared. Some of these monsters held swords or maces in their hands. Some carried a basket on their backs, containing many stones. Obviously, the stones that attacked Qin Feng were thrown by these little green-skinned monsters carrying bamboo baskets. The moment these little monsters saw Qin Feng, suddenly there was a piercing howl. Ah! Ow! Immediately afterwards, these little monsters brandished swords and sharp axes, and rushed towards Qin Feng. Use this opportunity. Qin Feng also detected the specific attributes of these little monsters. Open black lens bracket goblin warrior close black lens bracket elite monster beast. Level 18. Strength 101. Constitution 89. Agility 92. Spirit 78. Skills charge, slash, throwing goblin elite monster beast. Level 19. Strength 125. Constitution 80. Agility 90. Spirit 86. Skills throwing, howling active skills can weaken all attributes of the enemy by 10%. It is indeed a copy of the nightmare level. Although the level of these little goblins is similar to that of skeleton soldiers. But the attributes have been completely crushed. Even their strength attributes have broken through triple digits. For the students who have just changed jobs for half a month, this is like an invincible existence. It is estimated that an ordinary student will come. Even an ordinary goblin soldier can't beat it, let alone face such a large number of sieges. How can Qin Feng's strength be compared to those ordinary students? Instead of retreating, he stepped forward, kicking the ground fiercely, and a deep hole exploded under his feet. His body was like a cheetah, and he rushed towards these goblin monsters. Ah! Ow! Seeing Qin Feng charging, the throwing goblin in the distance immediately activated his howling skill, imposing a debuff on him. At the same time, they also took out fist-sized round stones from the bamboo basket behind them, and projected them towards Qin Feng. The power of these throwing goblins is enormous, and the stone thrown is like a large bullet, with a fast speed, rubbing the air with a piercing crackling sound. But Qin Feng's speed was even faster. He made a slight wrong step, and at the same time twisted his body in strange arcs one after another, easily dodging the stones. In a blink of an eye, Qin Feng had already sprinted close, and the next moment, he raised his saber and slashed at a nearby goblin. The goblin quickly put the saber across its head, trying to block Qin Feng's attack. But Qin Feng's power is simply too great. Clang! Pooh! With one blow, the goblin's saber was sent flying, and then the goblin's strength remained undiminished, and the goblin was split in half from the top of its head. The green blood, like rain, swayed everywhere. Little trash. When the voice fell, Qin Feng's figure had disappeared in place again, appearing on top of another goblin warrior. Next moment, the saber in Qin Feng's hand suddenly burst into dazzling brilliance. The passages of the entire underground city are illuminated extremely brightly. Holy light slash! Qin Feng's roar echoed in the dungeon. Puff Kai. The battle axe of the goblin warrior in front of him was split in two, and the other end of the axe was sent flying. Then it embedded deeply into the surrounding walls, smashing out dense cracks like spider webs in the walls. Then, the saber pierced the goblin's little head. Holy light erupts. It directly burned the whole goblin's body into a layer of ashes. Blown by the wind gently, it dissipated and disappeared. Ah! Ah! An angry roar rang out. In an instant, Qin Feng beheaded 2 companions. These goblins not only did not have any look of fear. Instead, there was a red light in his eyes, and he rushed towards Qin Feng with an even more violent speed. It looked like he wanted to tear Qin Feng in half. Good job. Give me death. Qin Feng flashed one stone after another at the same time, constantly slashing the sword. Poochie, Poochie, voices came and went. This is the sound of swords cutting into flesh and blood. Every time Qin Feng cuts, a goblin will fall along with it. The goblins had either had their heads chopped off, or they had been split in half. The whole picture is extremely bloody and brutal. It doesn't look like a goblin camp anymore. Instead, it looks like a goblin slaughterhouse. Chapter 49. Slap. Slap. The bodies of these goblin warriors broke in two and fell to the ground. The blood that flowed out dyed the entire ground green. There was also a stench in the air, which was very disgusting. Weak. It's really too weak. I don't even have the qualifications to use angelic weapons. Qin Feng shook his head, taking out the gap of the attack. Check out your property values. Open black lens bracket. Qin Feng close black lens bracket. Level 15. Occupation: Angel Summoner. Strength: 142. Constitution: 139. Agility: 142. Spirit: 157. Summoned creature: Holy Angel Xiaoyan, 2nd rank Archangel. Skills: Slightly. Qin Feng's strength attribute crushed these goblins by nearly 40 points. It doesn't seem like much, but it's already about a third ahead. If you look at it this way, it's very abnormal. Moreover, Qin Feng's agility attribute crushed these goblins by a factor of 2. That's why Qin Feng dared to charge directly into the siege of goblins. Agility is high. It's capricious. Even if the goblin's attack hits the face, Qin Feng was also able to dodge completely. The attacks of these goblins are as fast as turtles, and their movements are like slow-moving movies. Boring. Qin Feng shook his head, looked at the somewhat sparse group of goblins who had been killed by him, raised his saber, and continued to attack like lightning. Brush. Qin Feng's figure flashed, and suddenly rushed in front of a throwing goblin. Puff Kai. Again, he slashed with all his strength. After these throwing goblins were approached, they had no strength to resist, and were cut in half by Qin Feng. Subsequently, Qin Feng repeated his old trick. It took less than 10 seconds. Then he slaughtered all the goblins in the small tribe in front of him. What Qin Feng didn't know was, his show today, as well as his previous performances, have already caused an uproar in the outside world. Qin Feng was originally the only hidden occupation in the 3rd high school. Coupled with the instruction of Principal Li Hai, put Qin Feng's live broadcast on the most prominent position on the big screen. So, Qin Feng naturally became the focus of attention of the entire school audience. One-on-one copy of the nightmare level. I want to see what this Qin Feng is capable of. I heard that the monsters in the nightmare difficulty dungeon have twice the attributes of the monsters in the hard difficulty dungeon. Qin Feng won't be instantly killed just after entering, right? Probably not. Qin Feng is a top student anyway. He doesn't have a lot of skills, so he wouldn't do such a stupid thing. That's not necessarily true. After all, it's the first time in decades that a dungeon with nightmare difficulty has been released. What if he overestimated his own strength? Quote. In the auditorium, many students from the 1st and 2nd grades started discussions one after another. But in these words, most are not too optimistic about Qin Feng. After all, Qin Feng is a hidden profession that has never been seen before, Angel Summoner. Moreover, no one has ever seen the contracted creatures of this profession. Therefore, it is reasonable to have doubts about Qin Feng. I'm also a little curious, what does this angel look like? Li Hai on the rostrum said excitedly with anticipation written all over his face. Listen to what he said. The other school leaders who were watching the battle, and the great magician who presided over the ceremony also secretly looked forward to it in their hearts. However, Wang Jingming shook his head and said, if you want to meet Qin Feng's angel, it may be impossible in a short time. At least you have to wait until the later stage of the dungeon. After all, Wang Ya and Wang Rui vividly described the scene of Qin Feng's battle in his ears. Therefore, Wang Jingming's combat effectiveness for Qin Feng. There is still a general concept. He also knew that in order to hone his fighting skills, Qin Feng would not let Xiao Yan take action easily under normal circumstances. So Li Hai and the others wanted to see the angels, but they might not be able to fulfill their wish in a short time. Quote question mark question mark question mark quote. Li Hai and the others looked at Wang Jingming with some doubts. But Wang Jingming just pursed his lips and smiled, pretending to be closed, and refused to say anything. Everyone is helpless. He could only continue to cast his gaze on the light screen, staring at it stubbornly, for fear of missing the slightest detail. Look, there is a picture. Accompanied by a burst of noise, Qin Feng's live broadcast screen finally lit up on the large screen covering the sky, and a tall figure slowly emerged. The moment the screen appears, almost everyone present forgot their gazes and stared closely at Qin Feng, who was observing the environment. Even the great magician sent by the province to preside over the secret realm. They all forgot their sights. He was also a little curious. The nightmare dungeon specially prepared for that person, why would Qin Feng dare to solo with a summoner class? What unknown cards does he have? This is Qin Feng. He looks too handsome. Yeah, if I have this good looks, even if I change jobs and become a life profession, I won't have to worry about my way out. Then I can only say, protect your waist, boy. Qin Feng is the only hidden occupation in number 3 high school, and his name has long been resounding throughout the entire high school, and even the entire Nanzhong district. However, most of the students only hear their names and don't see them. At this time, I finally saw Qin Feng himself. How could these students not be excited? The moment they saw Qin Feng, many schoolgirls even blushed and spoke boldly. Qin Feng is so handsome, and he has a hidden job. If only Qin Feng could be my boyfriend. Yes, if I have a boyfriend like Qin Feng, I can wake up from my dreams with a smile on my face. Senior Qin Feng, I love you, Senior Qin Feng, YYDS. Quote. Hearing the speeches of these schoolgirls, many male students' expressions became jealous, with a sour taste all over their faces. There's movement. There's movement. Look, what's that? At this time, an exclamation suddenly resounded through the audience. Little goblin has appeared. Goblins are so ugly and scary. These goblins are so hateful. There are so many of them, and they still use stones to attack them. Damn it. Senior Qin Feng is in trouble now. Chapter 50. Seeing a monster appear on the screen. The topic in the audience was finally brought back to the college entrance examination from Qin Feng's appearance. Qin Feng's speed is so fast, and his reaction ability is so fast. One wrong step under the foot, and the goblin's stone was dodged. And in such a dark environment, and the stone is so black, this fighting consciousness is really utterly lost. If it were me, I'm afraid I would be crushed to death by this stone. It's terrible. Senior Qin Feng's fighting consciousness has become instinct, so he dodged the attack so easily. I really don't know how he did it. When everyone saw Qin Feng dodging the sneak attack so easily, their mouths were all opened wide, and their faces were full of disbelief. Even Wang Jingming on the rostrum nodded and praised. What a high combat awareness. It seems that Qin Feng has worked hard in the wild these days. He has changed his job to hide his profession, and he can train so hard. This kid will become a great weapon. Although Wang Jingming is a businessman, his ability to control a group as large as Wang's is a matter of strength in itself. If there is no strength to crush everyone, then it is impossible to convince those subordinates. Therefore, when these school leaders heard Wang Jingming's praise, a layer of unconcealable smiles appeared on their faces. Praise Qin Feng, their faces are also full of glory. There's a new news. There are a lot of goblins. It's indeed a dungeon with nightmare difficulty. Now Qin Feng is in trouble. At this time, a teacher on the stage exclaimed. Immediately, everyone stopped talking and laughing, and looked nervously at the screen. I saw that more than a dozen goblin warriors attacked Qin Feng at the same time, and there were more than 5 throwing goblins behind them, throwing stones at Qin Feng with all their strength. Qin Feng was in danger immediately. When Qin Feng made a wrong step, a saber appeared in his hand, and rushed towards a nearby goblin. Everyone in the audience became restless again. What is Qin Feng doing? Isn't he an angel summoner? Why is he equipped with a sword? Shouldn't he be summoning an angel at this moment? Yeah, isn't this Qin Feng crazy? A squishy summoner still wants to fight goblins. Isn't this courting death? Shouldn't the summoner add points to the spirit attribute? Even if he is equipped with a sword, how much power can he have? 20 points are too much. How can he fight a goblin with over 100 attributes? In the auditorium, a boy was about to shoot. But the next scene directly made him lose his vocal cords, and he was instantly speechless. See. Qin Feng stomped heavily. His whole body flew into the air, and then he slashed down fiercely with the long knife in his hand. Gotcha. The axe in the goblin's hand was directly sent flying. Then the power of the long knife did not weaken in the slightest, and it cut the goblin's thin body in half. Blood splashed around like raindrops. The two parts of the goblin's body also fell to the ground with a click, struggled a few times, and completely stopped moving. The elite monster in the nightmare level dungeon. Instantly killed by Qin Feng. His already tall body stood quietly in the field, full of a sense of oppression with great power. The corpse lying around him and the blood on the blade gave him a domineering and cold temperament. A lot of temperament mixed with Qin Feng's body. Let him look full of a different kind of charm. Everyone in the auditorium couldn't help being stunned. FK. I'm not dreaming, am I? Are you kidding me? One knife second. Did you tell me, this is a summoner? This is AF King Summoner. Fart. This is a god of war. All FKU. If this asterisk 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 is a summoner, I'll wash my hair upside down in a spiral. Quote. Everyone was completely fooled by Qin Feng. A summoner's weapon is a knife, which is outrageous enough. But this summoner can still hold a knife, and directly kill the monsters that are many levels higher than him. This is outrageous. F King opened the door for outrageous. Absurdly home. Even the power on the rostrum is numb. He knew that Qin Feng was strong, but he didn't expect it to be so strong. It was this kind of strong method. He thought Qin Feng would directly summon the angel to resolve the battle. But it was completely beyond his expectation. Could it be that Qin Feng added points to the full strength attribute, and then inherited a part of the summoned creature's strength attribute? That's the only way to make sense, right? A show routine. Summoners play as fighters. Lehigh couldn't help guessing. But was soon slapped in the face. Because of Qin Feng in the picture, his figure flashed and disappeared in place. After images appeared on the screen. When everyone reacts, Qin Feng has appeared in front of another goblin. Cut down with one knife and kill in seconds again. My damn, how can Qin Feng's speed be so fast? This is unscientific. How the hell did he do it? How can it be possible for a person to be incredibly powerful and at the same time be extremely fast? This is not scientific at all. I am definitely dreaming. Seeing the afterimage on the screen, everyone's eyes were about to pop out. This Qin Feng's speed attribute is not weaker than the strength attribute at all. This is too perverted. Up to now, almost no one thinks that Qin Feng is a summoner profession anymore. Instead, he is regarded as a hidden fighter class with comprehensive strength and agility. Next, it's almost time for Qin Feng's solo show. He made a wrong step and chopped off the heads of two goblins. With a flash of the saber here, another goblin's body was broken in two. One knife a little goblin. The scene was extremely bloody, but full of a strong attraction. It makes people want to watch it. Senior Qin Feng, this is too violent and bloody. But I really like it. So handsome. One knife, one child, Qin Feng newbie. Senior Qin Feng like this, I just fell in love. I declare that I will be a fan of Senior Qin Feng from now on. Senior Qin Feng, come on. Quote. The juniors in the auditorium looked at the picture with excitement on their faces. They all waved the small flags and cheering sticks in their hands, and kept cheering for Qin Feng. The whole playground is like boiling water, boiling endlessly. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.